Hey, it's Anathea, your divine feminine educator, and today in this video, I want to talk about the 5 truths about female sexuality and the importance of pleasure. That's not all I'm going to be talking about because this is really profound information that I believe you as a woman probably haven't even touched the surface of the joy, the bliss, the pleasure that you can experience in your life. And this is not just sexual. This is about cultivating waves of healing magic in your femininity. Now that sounds all, kind of blissed out, but I want to tell you that our society is so pain and stress driven that it really takes extra effort on your part if you want to create a more pleasurable life. And that's what I want to talk about in this video today, is how you can really transform your whole life, transcend what we are going through in our world right now by you committing to you to awaken your divine feminine. And where does your divine feminine reside? Well, let me tell you, she is good and hidden right now. She is cloaked, she is guarded, she is armored up because we've lived in an unsafe world. But when you commit to you and you commit to a whole new path, a path of pleasure over pain, a path of love over fear, you will transcend this craziness that's happening right now. And that's why this message, this video that I'm doing today is so powerfully important. What I'm doing more than with my words is I'm really giving you a transmission from my own embodiment, from my own divine feminine essence, from my own personal connection to my femininity. You know, I spent 2 years in a mystery school learning this divine feminine wisdom back in 2005 to 2007. It transformed my life. And I want to share these beautiful mysteries and this source of a path of embodiment that will help you transcend the pain and experience pleasure, that will help you transcend this misery that we're going through so that you can be a true leader of love. We need you right now. We need you to awaken your divine feminine essence. And if you're here, please make a comment, say hi. Sometimes I don't see the comments when I'm doing a live, but whoa, I'm telling you, there is so much wisdom in your body and specifically in your pelvic bowl as a woman, and it needs to be awakened. We don't even really realize the depth of wisdom that your body holds, that your pelvic bowl holds. She's guarded. You know, we've been manhandled down there, and you know what I'm talking about. I got a great story. This is years ago. I was thinking about how men touch women. And it's not that men love to touch women. We have beautiful, soft bodies and it feels good. I mean, have you ever touched your body? The skin is the largest organ in the body, and it's really quite nice. Have you ever touched your face? You know, we're holding a lot of misery in our face. And when you touch your face with loving kindness, you're actually affecting not just your face. There's a whole network connected to your femininity through your face. That's why women love getting facials. But there's so much more to know about that. Anyway, back to this story that I wanted to tell you a few years back, thinking about this idea of men manhandling women. And it's not their fault. It's just that the differences between the masculine and the feminine. It's a beautiful, we're magically complementary. But if women don't claim their bodies, claim their divine feminine essence, we get manhandled. And so then we protect ourselves, we build up armor, and we don't have access to those deeper places of pleasure and waves of divine feminine healing energy that we actually generate within ourselves. So I was at a health food store, and there used to be, this is before you know, gender fluidity. There was a masculine, there was a woman's toilet bathroom and a men's bathroom. And it was so funny because I guess the first one, you could go into either one, but at the time it was a man's bathroom and a woman's bathroom. And so I couldn't get into the woman's bathroom. I guess someone was in there. And then so I could get into the man's bathroom. You could get into either one, but it was labeled as men's. And it was so funny. I observed the two different doors. The one door was clean and everything was, you know, just the woman's door was all clean to the bathroom. And the man's door was almost like torn apart. It was dirty. It was kind of like beaten up. And it was for men coming through that bathroom. Okay, I'm not going to be politically correct. It just is what it is. Don't take this offensively. But there's a difference between masculine and feminine energy. There's a difference between the female body and the male body. And women, let me tell you, if you haven't spent time with your female body, and the only time that you've actually spent with your female body is with a man, then there are deeper aspects in your body that you've probably not gained access to. You've been manhandled. There's nothing wrong with that. It's called sport sex. It's called, you know, getting off. That's okay. All I'm saying is that there is so much more. So much more. And that's why I've created this class that I'm offering called Manifesting More Pleasure. There is a link in this live, and you can click on it and we'll go through all the details of when it's starting, what's included, and why it's important for you to jump on board and do this live class with me and other women as we reclaim our bodies as sacred. So you will learn all of these powerful concepts, these mysteries that I've learned about the female body and how to, the tools that you need and the awareness that you need to access these waves of healing energy that emanate from when you connect your heart to your yoni, when you connect the sacredness of your being with your body, when you can learn how to get out of the craziness of your mind and be in your heart and the sacredness of your yoni. This is what I want to teach you. And this is what I'm offering as a sacred path to reclaim your joy, to reclaim your happiness, to reclaim your body as sacred, to reclaim your sexuality as something that's not only a physical aspect to you, but an emotional, nurturing, and spiritual aspect of you that the world is really in need of right now, that our relationships are deeply in need of right now. Our relationships are in deep need of healing. Deep need of healing right now, all relationships. But if you can create healing within yourself, then what you're actually doing is you're transcending the misery through transmission. And maybe it's not making sense, but I'm actually doing it right now with you in this moment. You are a being of energy. You are a being of light. And probably you are an empath. So you are susceptible to all of the energy that's out there in the collective consciousness. I just spent some time with my body. And what I did too was I started with my face, touching my face. You can do this with me now. And I just gently touched my face. And I got to this part right here where everyone's wearing masks right now. I can connect to that collective consciousness that a lot of people themselves can't connect to. And I felt the pain. I felt the sadness. I felt the grief that's being held right here in our world, in our society, in our collective consciousness. Cloaking ourselves, hiding ourselves. I felt that. And I just held it in love and compassion. And that's just a tip of the iceberg of what needs to be healed as we move forward into 2021. All right. So this is my body talking to you. I can feel it from deep in my heart. I can feel it from the core of my femininity, this message to you. All right, so I want to talk about the 5 truths of a woman's sexuality. Now, this information I got when I was doing research for this course that I'm teaching, this online course where we come together as women and I pass on these mysteries and give you these tools and this transmission of how to reclaim your body as sacred because we have been disconnected from it. Okay, so the 5 truths. How did I come to know about these 5 truths? Through Naomi Wolf and her book, Vagina. When I was doing the research for my course that I taught a few years back, and I've taught it a few times, Manifesting More Pleasure, letting go of the pain of the past, I started doing research online. You know, pleasure, women's sexuality. And getting online and researching women's pleasure led me directly to guess where? Politics. The female body and pleasure led me online directly to politics. Can you believe that? And that's when I found Naomi Wolf's book, Vagina. She was, I guess, an assistant to Al Gore. And she wrote a very thick, she graduated, I think, from Yale, so she's a scholar, very thick book about women's power, politics, the female body, and your vagina. This is where I got the truth. So the 5 truths about women's sexuality, this is a hypothesis by Naomi Wolf. I'm just paraphrasing this now. So there is actual neuroscience that directly connects the importance and the power. It's confirmed that there's a powerful connection and an important connection between your vagina, yes, vagina, your whole female anatomy and the pelvic bowl and your brain. That's the first truth. There is a direct connect. The second truth is that female sexual pleasure has a direct correlation to your sense of confidence, your sense of creativity, and your sense of connection to yourself and others and the world. Let me repeat that. Your female pleasure, and when you increase your pleasure, you increase your creativity, your confidence, your sense of confidence, and your sense of connection to yourself, others, and the world around you. That's the second truth. The third truth, female sexual pleasure empowers women biologically. Your power, when you get connected to your pelvic bowl, that increases your overall power as a woman, because that's where your femininity lies. That's the source of your femininity. So when you get connected to your pelvic bowl, where your femininity resides, you get connected to your feminine power. So that's truth number 3. Truth number 4 is You really understanding the importance of pleasure in your life as a woman to your overall health and well-being. So if you take vitamins, you eat well, you exercise, that's only a portion. If you're not really connected to your pelvic bowl and you're not connected to your femininity, then you're not really connected to your whole of your overall well-being, health and well-being as a woman. So that's truth number 4, integrating your sexual health to your overall health as a woman. And number 5, understanding the many, many ways in which the respecting or devaluing of your body in our society will either disempower you or empower you as a woman. So when your body is devalued in our society, you and your power is diminished. When you and your female body is valued, that empowers you in society. These are powerful truths. And this is what I'm teaching you, is how to reclaim that power that you have in your female body. So let me just redo that again. Number 1 is the confirmation of the connection of the brain to the vagina. Number 2 is how female pleasure is directly connected to your sense of confidence in the world. Number 3 is how female sexual pleasure empowers you biologically, okay? Number 4, the importance of integrating sexual pleasure, a woman's sexual pleasure, to her overall health as a woman. It's not just vitamins and vegetables. It's your sexual pleasure as part of your whole, in your whole well-being as a woman, in your health and well-being. And number 5 is understanding as you respect your body and value your body, you empower yourself in society. All right. So with that said, have you learned about pleasure? I mean, I know we've all learned about pain. We're all very, very aware of stress, of pressure, of deadlines, of goals. But how much have you actually mastered pleasure? And I'm not necessarily talking about pleasure in the bedroom, though that's included. What I'm talking about is cultivating a life connected to your body, because that's where pleasure resides. But most of us just live in our heads. And what I've found more than anything is that if you want to free yourself from living a life that's stress focused, that's goal oriented, that's what word did I use? Deadlines and always having to do hard work. These are all good things. You need to balance it though. You need to balance that masculine energy with feminine energy if we're going to create a better world moving forward here. So what I've learned about pleasure is that it doesn't come naturally. You have to learn how to cultivate it. You have to learn how to create space and time for it. Otherwise, stress and deadlines and goals will just take priority. So that's why I'm offering this class. And I'd love for you to click on the link in this live and in this video, and it goes directly to the course. I'm offering a special discount for a limited time. So really take this time to click on that link and check out the course, because if you want to experience more intimacy and more connection, if you want to receive touch without guilt, if you want to learn how to be uninhibited in your body and express yourself sensually and sexually, and if you want to find a way to talk about sex more easily and freely, I can show you how. All right. I want to thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to me. And I want you to know that if you want to create more pleasure in 2021, I can show you the path. If we've had enough pain in 2020, let's move forward and create a more pleasurable life for ourselves. And you can do that, but you have to embody it. It's not a mental construct. It's something you create by embodying it in your life. And I can show you how. So check out that link. Connect with me if you have any questions, and join me on this beautiful journey of manifesting more pleasure. All right, have a beautiful day. Namaste.